Well, we're going to start working on the radiator. Now this is these two arms here, and there's big long bolts that go through these holes right here that hold it like this, and you can see how it's been knocked over into the side this direction. Well, this direction. And so I've got to straighten it out, and I was trying to figure out how to, I was going to do it, and I thought, well, I've got my hunk of wood here, my 4x4, so we'll set it up in the jaw horse. Well, I got the part that fits in on the head of the frame, on the neck tube there, surrounded on that 4x4 and clamped into my Rockwell jaw horse. I tell you, that's the best investment I have ever made. That thing is great. I've got some bolts that fit through on the back here, some 17-inch bolts. But I take these rubber jaws off and I put the bolts in, and then I take it outside and hold logs in there in place while I chainsaw them on the end, like big limbs and 3 or 4 inch limbs and stuff, and start at one end and start chopping from either side. Fantastic thing. Everybody should have one. So let me get something out and look at this for a bit, but we got to move this whole apparatus over till this part here is probably about over in there. This whole thing should be all squared up. So, I've been having some good luck with it in here, and using this wood that it worked there. It worked over here to get this part back over a little bit. Now that's getting better. Now I got a big wrench in here. Bowed that out. I'll straighten this out with a mashie. There. This is getting back in. Let me take it out and tap it with the hammer. Time to do a little rap tap. Tapping with the hammer here. It's starting to square up there. Okay, let me do some more rapping off camera. Got a little hump right in here I want to tap down flat again. And then there's another one over in here I got to figure out how to get to. Well, the frame is starting to square up a little bit. It's starting to line up with the part, and the ears and stuff seem to be lined up. I was getting these little things are at a slight angle to the squareness of it. Let me go ahead and do some more tweaking on the little bits and pieces here and make sure everything is round and, well, flat and square and back to where it should be. Now is the time to go around looking for like edges that are maybe a little whack, and then find some edge you can. That's the thing I like about this jaw horse. I got all these different edges. And when you're coming down, you kind of swing across it at an angle. That way you're giving the metal two different commands to straighten and roll over. Okay. So that was all bent out of shape. Now looks pretty decent. I'll keep tweaking it a little more. This thing here needs to come up a little bit, so I should probably find some kind of straight edge or something to fit in between here to pound it to. Well, it seems to be pretty square up now. So I just have to grind it. I'll stick it on the scoot just to see how square it is and see if there's any tweaking need to be. These are bars on the ends here, I'm pretty sure, are for holding body panels on, because the radiator and everything goes up in here. Oh. Oops, excuse me. Yeah. Oh, no, headlight goes up in here. And the radiator, all that down in here. So came out pretty square again. I got most of the little like rolls and stuff all pounded out. There's a couple of things in here. If I had some special equipment, I might be able to tweak it a little bit with some vice grips and some pressure. So let me stick it back on the scoot and see how close I came. I'm going to do some other with a vice grip around the edges. I guess I might as well show you a little bit of what I'm doing here. Find the little edge is a little off a little bit, and just take your vice grips and maybe tweak it a little bit. Put the roll back in it. You can straighten out some spots too, and add a little pound along the way. There. Just grab right on the edge and there you go. Just tweak it around. Yeah, that's how you do it. Well, it's the way I do it. Well, I'm gonna say that's square enough. I'll go ahead and get the brushes and stuff out and scrub this thing down, grind it down, prime it back up and paint it again. First I want to stick it back on the scoot and see how it looks there. And it's back on the scoot just temporarily, and I got my level on here, and it's maybe 1/8 of an inch on that side needs to come up, but I'm not going to worry about it because I measured down here and it was in this 32 3/4, and yeah, 32 3/4 on each side, so I'm happy with that. And just looking at it on the scoot here, let me take the camera off. You can see how we're looking pretty good. Level and square. Everything seems to be lined up over the center of the scoot. Headlight looks like it's right. Let's go side view. And then we seem to be looking okay in here. A lot better than what we started with, I'll have to say that. And then we can see down from above. Let's get the, yeah. Oh, that doesn't move. Okay, let's, it's hard to say which square on this thing. And level, plumb bob. I'm happy. Well, I have it all sanded down. All the scaly stuff was scraped off and then buffed out. I had my little, some brushes on motorized brushes, and then I had my little universal multi-tool. That really gets into a lot of these cracks and flat spots and stuff. Did a good job. So it's all primed now. I got to get some another can. I don't think I have the gloss. I'll have to get another can of gloss and paint it. And I need one anyway because the trailing arm needs a final coat of paint. So we'll probably have enough for one video on this thing. So we'll close this one out. So we'll come back when we're cleaning it. We got this thing mounted. I'm debating whether or not to mount it and then put all the things back on it again, like the headlight and the radiator. I've got to clean all those up next too, so we'll come back and do those things.